I will introduce us, and here we go. Hello, I am Ferret, also known as Sawyer. I use he, him pronouns for ease, but any pronouns out of respect are fine by me because my real gender is meh. I am running bite marks tonight with these wonderful people. And thanks to Maria for recording for us tonight, as I would really like Becky and Josh to see their game in play. So I am joined by fine people I gathered from the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is a RPG, tabletop RPG community who generally stands in the indie, story, OSR genres. There have been some jokes about Pathfinder lately, but we uh, we are several member. We are over 100 members strong. I've heard some people say like into the thousands, but I'm not quite sure about that. We have a new initiative for people who are in marginalized societies, financial difficulty, or otherwise who would like to join on a Patreon slot with no money to get in and join on these games. I am not only talking about this, but I am on that position as well, as I am queer and poor as fuck. And with that said, let's start introducing our players that we got from the Gauntlet. That is gauntlet-rpg.com. Check us out for blogs, podcasts, and more games than you can shake a stick at. So, we will be going in character keeper order. So, will Jamie, our alpha, introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jamie, they, them pronouns, please. So personally, I've been on the Gauntlet since November-ish. I create games through Sword Queen Games, and I'm excited to play the alpha, Akalia Stevens. And so Akalia's heartbeats are protective, lonely, and violent because I wanted to invite tragedy. They use any pronouns because to them, I think their gender is pretty close to meh as well. So, and let's see. Yeah, I'm excited to discover more about this character as we play.
As Jamie said, they create games. What they didn't say is they create awesome games that allow you to throw shade at the embodiment of the creation of the universe. It's awesome. Up next, David, our cub.
Hi, my name's David. I use he, him pronouns. And yeah, this evening I am playing Colt Morgan, who is the cub, the youngest member of the, or at least newest member of the pack, possibly also youngest member. He's a young man, probably in his early 20s, I think, living in Jessup. His heartbeats are playful, teasing, and insecure. Yeah, he's, as I said, the cub playbook is all about being the new to the pack and the problems that may or may not arise as a result of that. And I'm looking forward to playing with everyone.
Thank you, David. And the savior of our meeting tonight, Maria.
Hi, I'm Maria. I am lucky enough to have Zoom through my work, which is something I will be glad to offer to people that I play with because I don't use it ever in real life. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Lincoln Bonifacio, who uses he, him pronouns. He is our PAX enforcer. His heartbeats are loyal, passionate, and guilty. He is sort of, I think he's in his late 20s, early 30s at the point where he's sort of tried to figure out exactly what he's doing with his life. But he is loyal to the pack and will protect it to the point of crossing lines that maybe society would not want him to cross. So he's probably got some guilt about things he's done in the past. I am excited to play this game because it is going to be out of my comfort zone. It will be, see what happens.
And last but not least, our curmudgeonly grey-pelt.
Who are you calling a curmudgeon? When it's pretty words like that, you're going to talk me into dating you on Valentine's Day. I am Puckett, he, him pronouns. I am playing Garrett Heath, the Grey Pelt, the member of the pack who is old enough to know where all the bodies are buried, and also old enough to be too tired to give a damn anymore. Greetings. Hi, how you doing?
And as is pointed out, it is not too late to pimp out my own things. I have created several wonderful skins, a few alternate rules, and small towns for Monster Hearts 2. These are under Fair Time Games on Drive-Thru RPG. If you are also if you are in a marginalized community or are poor yourself, hit me up on Twitter at Fairtime, and I can hand them out for free because everyone should have the opportunity to game. But with that, let's begin our pack ritual with Acalia.
Right. So, do we set where we are during the toast, or do we just go ahead with the toast?
This you can set where we are, and if you would like, since this is the first session, and I sort of have Jessup more in my mind than yours, I can do it if you'd like.
Yeah, sure, that'd be great.
Yeah. So I think, like as I'm saying, oh, you weren't here. I was going to play Jesse Carlisle as the NPC toaster tonight, but I think like we see this like Jesse lives out in the boonies of Jessup, like the place where it's technically Jessup if you gerrymander the lines a little bit. And I think she's she's coming in. There's this almost perfectly preserved clearing in the woods with stones, stumps, everything you'd need for a good old-fashioned hoedown kind of thing. And yes, Garrett, there are boonies in the boonies. That from small towns, you know that. And I think Jessie is coming in with this huge jug of pure moonshine and pouring it in the cups for everyone tonight, as she's quite excited this is going on near her place. And then I will cut to Acalia.
Right, and Acalia looks at everyone, looks a little somber, but smiles at each and every member of the pack. And he says, and so what I wish for us more than anything, to my family, to my pack, is that when we make our bones in order to prove ourselves, that we don't forget that we are family first and foremost. And so know that I will die for you, and I'll never ask for you to do the same for me. And next, I'd rather like to hear from our cub. Do you feel ready to give us a toast, young one?
Sure thing. So I think I will toast. I hope that we all have fun together and learn how to relax and enjoy each other's company.
Who's going next, cub?
I think Lincoln next.
Let us stand in dominance and show the world that we are one.
Who do we hear next from, Lincoln?
Garrett.
I hope when it's my time to go, I'm in bed asleep, and that all of you live long enough to meet the same placid end. Cheers.
And Jesse, I guess you could join us too.
Okay, boss ma'am. I think the pack should be not just strong, like Lincoln says, not just dominant, but powerful, proud, and always on the prowl, as she grins at Lincoln a bit too familiarly. And the party goes on throughout the night. the moon, I think, getting close to the waxing gibbous. As the screen goes into the intro mode of, Acalia, played by this badass take no nonsense actress, and we keep going, and then I think we're going to start the first episode with Colt being. Colt works at the bar with Garrett. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, that's right. I think he works behind the bar there.
Yeah, I think Colt is coming in with into the bar with like this huge pallet of beer as the guy who was offloading it was really cute and kind of talked you into doing some work for him, as he's probably out back calling someone important to him, maybe setting up a drug deal, who knows. But Garrett, you see Colt sort of struggling to bring in some booze into the bar. As what do you do?
Colt, just hold up there. You bring it in that way, you're going to crash the entire pallet. Everything on it's going to break. Just hold up a second. All right? I'll be right there. Just hold up in one second. I finish up my phone call and walk over.
Sure thing, Garrett. How do you want me to? How should we do this then?
Colt, let me guess. Tony said you looked like you were strong enough to handle this yourself. Give you the chance to do it, something like that.
Yeah, that's about how it went down. Yeah.
All right. First thing you need to know about Tony, he is the laziest motherfucker on God's green earth. He will say anything to anybody to get them to do anything so that he doesn't have to. So after you and I get this in, after we get into the cooler, I'm going to have a talk with him. Next time he tries to say something pretty to you, you tell him you and I had a chat. And that if I need to, I'll have another one with him. And if that doesn't have him piss his jeans and have it running down into his boot, I don't know what will. But let's get this taken care of. All right, jack up the pallet. Because the reason you've been struggling, he didn't teach you how to jack this pallet up, did he?
No, I can't say he did.
All right. So here's how you do it. And then I think we just jump cut through the sequence of...
I'd say, it sounds like you're playing into your experienced heartbeat. Do you want to mark an experienced track on your human form?
Oh, why not?
And it also look like while you're working with Colt, maybe you want to try and get him to spill about why Tony was so able to help him do this, or get him to do this.
What the hell? Let's roll.
Okay. Our room tonight is the amazingly logical alpaca. I will put it into the chat just to be sure.
Boxcars.
Oh, dang. So
getting all the good rolls out of the way right out of the gate.
So let's check, and this move is Provoke Spill.
Provoke Spill. So
when you do something to provoke a packmate, how to reveal how they really feel, roll plus heart. So yeah, you must openly spill now, Colt, as Garrett is teaching you the ways of palate management.
Yeah, I'm just deciding which one I want to go for. I think as they're kind of wrangling the pallet into the thing, and as I sort of get it settled down, Colt just like pauses for a moment and says, "Now, Garrett, I don't mean any offense by this or nothing, but like being here in this bar in Jessup, is that how you always pictured your life ending up? Because I don't know, I don't know if this is where I always want to be. You know what I mean?"
Yeah. You know, when I was your age, only thought I had is that I didn't want to wind up getting killed in a steel mill accident or in a mine cave-in. Managed not to do that, so there's worse places I could have wound up. I'm in a bar. Got plenty of beer. There are worse ways to go.
Sure, I get that. I guess maybe I just have to look at moving around a little, maybe. Not that I don't want to be here with the pack and all, you know, but
Listen, you're young. You want to run around, right? You want to go howling at the moon? Want to expand your territory? You're a wolf. It's what we do. As long as you can do that without bringing anything down on anybody's head, there's a certain amount of tolerance for it. Now, if you wanted to, I got an idea. It's been a while since I've been to San Antonio. Can't do it on the weekend because we got too much business here at the bar. What do you say, like Monday, Tuesday? We head over. Take you around, show you where I used to cool my boots. Pretty sure I know there's a couple of places that have flags hanging out front. If you catch my drift.
sure thing. That'd be cool if yeah, we can, you know, make a night of it. Maybe maybe we'll see if any of the others want to come as well.
No, Lincoln can knock them back. I'm just going to warn you ahead of time. Lincoln can knock them back. Do not try to match that man drink for drink. It is a good way to wind up in the hospital with alcohol poisoning, even if you are a werewolf. I learned that one the hard way. Now, tell you what, why don't you start putting this stuff, I mean, we've got it in the cooler. You start putting the beer up. I'm going to go have that chat with Tony, just so he knows that you are, his line of bullshit isn't going to work on you anymore.
Nicely done. And we will, I believe that is also Colt playing into his insecure heartbeat, if you agree, Colt. So yeah, mark an experience track on the human bit, and I've already marked your tie with Colt from him spilling to you, Garrett. And the pack, because of our pack ritual, I started us off at 2-pack, and because of that spill, we are now at 3. So I think we're going to cut from the bar and, you know, Garrett going out back to talk to Tony as Kalia, do you mind if I place you somewhere? Yeah, I think Kalia, you're looking over this old photograph album in Aunt Gert's house of the old pack, which is when I'm going to have you roll your beginning of the session move, which I should have had us do at the toast, I think.
No, that's fine. It also just occurred to me like a minute ago.
It occurred to me after the spill roll. It's like, oh, right, another roll first.
Yeah. Right. So I'll go, whoops, to the link. Okay. Oh, there's a doggo here. Sorry, I got distracted.
That's Watchdog Man.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Okay. Let me just get dice and then.
You
Okay, so
got
that's
a 9.
yeah.
So
on a 9, I'll just read it out loud for everybody. On a 9, choose one pack mate who gets +1 to disobey, and to disobey you, and one pack mate who gets -1 to disobey you. Yeah, I will say just to think about like what we established last time. I think Lincoln will get -1 to disobey me because if I remember right, I asked you to take care of someone and you, oh wait, who was it?
that
Who
was
did
Garrett that didn't do
okay. So I'm gonna say so I'm gonna give it to Garrett. A -1 to disobey me just because I think it makes sense that Garrett doesn't want me to find out what happened. And then I'll give a +1 to disobeying. Yeah, let's increase the drama to my enforcer, to Lincoln. Yeah, because of all the doubt that's happening, I think.
I think as we see like the camera panning into Akelia's into the room and Akelia looking at the photograph album, she gets to the part where like Aunt Gert was alpha back when Aunt Gert, and I think Aunt Gert looks like a kind of I'd say like the 70s Japanese gangster bancho girls. It's like she's in like this long skirt. Her hair is like natural and wild. She has a baseball bat and she's leaning on it and just looks much more killer than she does now. And that's when there is a knock at the door, and Aunt Gert just is at the in the kitchen. Oh, let me get that, dear. And she will walk over to the door, and that's when Lincoln is here with the meat that I think Aunt Gert had asked for at a butcher's out of town, because that's where you get the best stuff. Jessup's meat industry, it's not even local.
Lincoln's just gonna like thrust it at her and say, "Here's that raw stuff you asked for. Hope it's good. Got all over my truck."
Thank you. Wait a second. All text at Gert appears to be in the NPC tab.
Oh, did I remove it? Sorry. Let me double check. NPC. Yeah, I added.
Oh, I mean, it's these are the NPCs are in a separate handout as well.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in the middle of transferring it.
Yeah. So yeah, and Aunt Gert will look at Lincoln. Well, it is some of the best stuff. I'll cook it for you. Come on in. Akelia's here. We can all chat and gossip a bit.
Right. Gossip. That sounds great, Aunt Gert. Lincoln, how are you doing?
The toothless are riled up tonight. I thought it was only us wolves that could feel this moon, but something's got them. They're all over the place at the hospital.
Is this the first time that's happened in a long while?
Yeah, you'd think that with the number of people here, we'd eventually run out of the weird stuff, but I don't know.
Oh, that's probably with all those new people coming just outside of town. I mean, those ones that are coming in to investigate stuff, they're probably riling people up a lot. Humans are much more susceptible to their own rhythms than that of nature, trust me.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to talk to the pack about if we're going to have to keep an eye out on something like this. I don't like the idea of the Toothless getting out of hand.
You can't tell Jessie. She's such a mess.
She's the messiest. It's true.
I think Aunt Gert will go into the kitchen, come back with Lincoln's favorite cup of tea, and look him straight in the eyes as if she had never reported his lover making a transgression. Here you go. It's your favorite. You used to share it with friends.
I think Lincoln's gonna take it and like kind of stare her down a little and just be like, thanks.
Note you can dominate other pack members besides the alpha.
Yeah, I guess, do I have to use words to dominate?
No,
Okay.
you don't. You can use body language.
All right. So I think I'm just going to stare her down. And
Like
it is...
it's with teeth.
Yes. I have... Oh no. 2 teeth.
Oh,
That
does
is a 12.
Ooh. So yeah, she will have to do... Okay, you get to tell me what Aunt Gert does.
I kind of want her to, like, quail away and sort of, like, almost as if I were her alpha, but not maybe to that point.
Yeah, so I think, you can see her shrink up, and it's like, this is like the church lady being told that her potluck was not up to par. And you can almost see her tail curling between her legs as she crouches in on herself. Her eyes dart down, but they dart over to Acalia a little bit, and I'll go prepare the meat. You be comfortable here. You hear? And she just skitters off.
And I sort of give her this look like, we've talked about this, to like not bring it up with Lincoln. Like, it's kind of like, this is your fault face. And I turn back to Lincoln and I say, I'm sorry about Aunt Gert. How are you holding up?
I mean, I'd be a lot better if you didn't banish Mateo.
And look, Mateo is important to me and means a lot to me, but if I have to choose between Mateo and the whole pack, I will choose the pack. I will always choose all of us. Look, why don't we really talk about this? I don't think we've been able to have a real conversation about this.
Are you trying to do something?
Yeah, I am looking it up because like I had to put all the moves together on a sheet just so it's easier to look through it. I'm trying to provoke spell. So when you do something to provoke a packmate to reveal how they really feel, roll with plus heart. No, before I do this, I think I want to ask, why have we avoided talking about this conversation until now? Like, what's been happening?
I mean, I think I still resent you for it because I blame you as the alpha. I think that there are other punishments you could have gone with aside from banishment. And so I've just been avoiding the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to roll. Ooh, that's a 10 plus something. I think my
10 plus 2.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. So So you have to make the spell move, basically. How does the spell move work? I love learning this
They
game.
spill based on one of 4 topics. You gain 1 tie with
Ooh.
them for seeing them raw and vulnerable, and I add 1 to the pack pool.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. I see it. Adding the tie.
And I think you are displaying pack culture, Acalia. So you can mark an experience track on your human track if you'd like.
Ooh. Sure. Ooh. Wow, these are all good ones though for the spill.
It really is. It really is.
Which one are you going with for Lincoln?
Hey, is it my choice or your choice?
Oh, I think it's your choice.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. I think so. They have to make the spell move.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I choose it for you. Is that right?
No, the player spilling chooses.
All right.
Yeah. I like that rule. Yeah, that's cool.
Look, it wasn't Mateo's fault that he transformed in less than ideal circumstances. I mean, so I feel like it's my fault. I don't know. Aunt Gert was watching us. I guess she heard us fighting. It got out of hand, as you know, things always got out of hand between us. And I didn't mean to push him so hard. It just happened, and then he transformed, and then Aunt Gert, like Aunt Gert always does, blabs on everything going on. So, I mean, if anyone should have been punished, it should have been me, not Mateo.
Lincoln, and I have to point out that Akela is like really tiny. I think she's like barely 5'2", right? And she's round, and her hair is wild, and her eyes are large. And Lincoln is like, I think Lincoln's like really tall, right?
I just imagine him like 6'1" and like physical trainer sized, like muscles.
Yeah. So like, so Acalia like comes up to you, and the way they carry themselves, it's not as if they're that tiny. It's like when a Chihuahua looks up at a Doberman. You know what I mean? Like a Chihuahua does not realize how small they are.
She is short. You don't look down on her.
Yeah. And Acalia reaches over and places a small hand on your broad shoulder and looks at you in the eye and says, Lincoln, we both have to accept the truth that Mateo was weak. He was the weakest among all of us. I don't think you would have ever lost control. Not that close to the road, not that close to the other toothless. Can you imagine what would happen if they found out about us? I will do what I need to do to make things right. But I don't want you to ever think that this was your fault. This was Mateo's fault. And we will fix this. But until then, the exile stands. The pack has to come first. The pack will always come first. And you, Lincoln, and I'm like, I press a finger against your chest. You are the heart of this pack. Don't ever, ever forget that.
And I think I like look down at where that finger is and go, I think Mateo was the heart, and now he's gone.
Mateo was your heart. Those are two different things, Lincoln, right?
This is already hard hitting, but yeah, a bit of crunch. This is a good moment between you both, marking experience on the human track. And Lincoln, you are being both passionate and loyal about Mateo. Mark an experience track and keep going. Unless that is the end of the scene.
I just have a mechanical question. So how many experiences did I mark there?
2 on the human track.
Okay, so once I'm done with the human track, that's it.
That's it until you fill up the wolf track, and once
Okay.
they're both filled, you take an advance.
Okay. I forgot what I had just said. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just said that that Mateo's your heart, and those are 2 different things.
I think at this point, Lincoln's just gonna shrug off, like, a step away from Michaelia and just say, if I'm the pack enforcer and my heart is gone, how there's no limit then to what I have to do for the pack. And I'm scared of that.
When it comes to the pack, Lincoln, there can be no limits. You understand that, right? I know I can count on you, right?
I think Lincoln just nods. Kind of like a half-hearted nod, I guess.
And Akelia is going to pull back and not push Lincoln too hard, and look around and say, Onkert, how about my favorite tea? And you haven't said anything shady about me for 30 minutes now. Are you sick? Do I need to bring you to the hospital?
And I think Aunt Gert will like coming, and like in a minute she comes up, but you can tell she's obviously been crying when she brings out the tea. About what, you're not sure. And I think like the final shot is that she's putting the tea down on this like little table, and there's a picture of her and her werewolf partner that like he's the one like passed away like Garrett wished about, and yeah, she's feeling guilty as fuck now. So yeah, I think we will cut from this scene to, and it's like there's that transition from like the sun going down. It's now dusk, and I think we're outside what would amount to a non-named YMCA type building, where that is tonight set for a wrestling match. And that means that Rising Common is here to defend the title. And I think that, well, this depends. Do people want to see him in action, or have a? I was thinking of pushing Colt and Lincoln together, like in an after party with Ichi. Yeah,
I'm okay with fast forwarding through the match.
yeah, because like I don't think it's. I think it'd be more fun to have the after party than to like have you guys talking during his match. Yeah, so I think Colt was invited because free booze, and Lincoln was invited because Ichi really likes him. And I mean, Ichi does like Colt. I mean, especially for a newbie. But you know, and I think like we cut to the scene, like he has his mask on. He's in a business suit. Like it is outlandish wrestling. Like the tie is undone. He is sweaty as hell, and like he has his fans around him. This huge, gaudy, homosexually designed as hell belt around his waist, and there's like this huge cooler full of booze, and there's a smell of marijuana in the air. And Ichi like clasps Colt on the shoulder. Good show. You brought so much good stuff, and everyone's just so excited to meet you. Everyone, this is Colt. He's my #1 fan. And I think other people are like, we've never seen him at a match. Okay, is he drinking already? I think this is like when like Lincoln is probably is the one whose truck this is being held out of the back, and Rising Common helped clean out the truck of meat juice earlier. And so, Colt, how do you react to a slightly inebriated, large Japanese man saying to everyone you're his #1 fan?
Yeah, so I think um, um, yeah, Colt will just kind of give a big grin and say, "Well, sure, I can't resist I can't resist a fella in tight shorts. That's for certain."
You've got good taste. You go for the champion, the man who looks the best in the tightest of shorts. Woo!
I think Lincoln just like is standing nearby and is like, Itchy, you want to be careful with this one. He's new. Don't smash him too early.
Oh no, he is many things, but he is not Rising Common's type. And I think he pinches Colt on like between the midriff. Yeah, a bit too fragile.
Oh, wow! Now I'm sure I can take anything you can throw my way, Ichi.
Oh, to be young and high-spirited. Actually, to just be high. Pass that! I think everyone gets he'll take the joint, take a hit, like pass it over to Lincoln.
I think Lincoln just like hands it over to Colt and says like, gotta take care of the patients later. Can't be out of my mind yet.
Well, I guess I'll handle yours for you then. And yeah, he'll take a long drag on the joint before handing it on.
Yeah, I think like the party gets underway. Rising Common signing some headshots, which you know the people that are his fans just keep buying the unautographed headshots for this moment, and I think this new person to town, this very handsome and statuesque, the entire dark, tall, and handsome aspect of a South Asian man who is dressed in. He looks like if he's dressed like Rising Common, he's probably someone's manager, or he would be if he was in the wrestling circuit. I think he comes up to Colt and looks down at the booze, and I think there's like this even on like one of the boxes that Colt brought, like says like not for individual resale because like they're for the bar. And he pops one and grins at Colt. So I can already see if you're the one who brought the booze, like the boaster's saying. You like to bend the rules.
I certainly do when the mood takes me, sir. Name's Colt. Welcome to Jessup.
My name's Imram Devatma. And I will put that in chat because even though I came up with it off the top of my head, I'm not sure everyone is as used to Indian or Punjabi names as I am. And he will, I think, pass over a... No, not yet. And he just... does Colt have a beer?
Yeah, Colt's probably got a beer. He's probably not like super like knocking them back at the minute, but he's definitely got one that he's kind of gesturing with as he talks.
Yeah, he's like, so, are you really this big lug's biggest fan?
Well, maybe not. I'm sure there's some fellas who are more familiar with his ring performances. I'm more what do you call a fan outside the ring.
Oh, intriguing. So, and he looks Colt up and down. Have you ever thought of getting in shape like he is, or are you happy with how you look now?
Well, I think I do plenty fine the way I am, but I don't know. I'm not into the whole bodybuilding thing myself.
Of course not. I mean, especially if you'd have to use it with such dangerous antics. And Lincoln, I think from this guy, you're getting a scent of a scent of dirt, rubber, and I'll just get a scent of patriotism.
I think Lincoln's gonna like edge closer to Colt and kind of like not all the way intersperse himself between Colt and Imram, but like put a shoulder in front of Colt and be like, "You new here?"
Oh, hello there. I'm not from Jessup, as you can probably tell. I'm the only other person here in a suit. He grins as if he said something hilarious. But I'm thinking about staying in the area for a while. I wanted to look around, and this wrestling match was the only thing going on in town.
Lincoln definitely attempts to flex. Like, he flexes. I attempt to flex. He flexes. And goes like, there's a lot more going town than you might notice at first glance. What are you, how long are you planning on staying?
Until the job's done, or until I get, and he looks at Colt, something more fun to hang around for.
So, what business is it that brings you into town, Imran? Is you looking to open a gym then?
Oh, no, I'm not in that business. And he pulls out a card, and it is, I have no idea about military rank and such, but he is, it's basically just like, he is above the recruiter in town. Like, he's the kind of guy who goes around and gets, I think he's like a public speaker type. He gets people to sign up. He doesn't see active duty. He gets people to see active duty.
Can I harness the wolf?
You certainly can.
Since I've been sniffing weird stuff. Oh no. All right, so that is plus heart?
Yeah.
Or is that?
Yes, I think it's plus heart. There's plus feral accidentally in this.
Okay. Or wait, I was looking at the cut out things. That is 11 plus heart of 0, so it's an 11.
We are doing well. Thank you, you logical alpaca.
And that means that I get to
Ask 3 questions.
ooh, that's so many questions. What is the strongest emotion in this location?
The strongest, I think that there are a mixture of emotions. I'm going to give you more than just a base. Like, there's the adoration and friendliness surrounding Ichi, but I think the strongest emotion coming from Imram is, I would say, curiosity, but it's more like, sort of like a sinister version of Aunt Gert's hen-like gossipiness. Like, he wants Colt for some sinister purpose.
What is the biggest threat to the pack?
The biggest threat to the pack is this person, what this person represents. He is the spearhead of a greater military presence in Jessup.
And I feel like some of these you already have answers to. Maybe. Who is dominant in this situation?
Currently, you.
Cool.
Because
like
you're
to hear.
keeping him from Colt.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll like kind of snatch the card that he's holding out from his hand and just be like, you think you can just come in here and take our people?
A leftist, I see. We're not taking people. We're getting people who have less of a chance and offering them a better chance. A place to improve and a chance to see the wider world.
Not a leftist, just, you know.
Antifa.
Lincoln just goes, I've seen what your people can do to ours. I've seen people suddenly really start liking to use guns in situations where they should not be used. And I don't know. I don't trust you, Mr. Devatma.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And he, puts his hands back in his pockets, pulling the vest back in that smooth, casual way to let you know, or to let you notice his gun.
Well, anyway, thank you for the interest, Mr. Devatma, but truth be told, I think I look far better off outside a uniform. But well, I guess I may see you around at 10 Bar over at the castle, and if you ever happen to be popping by, I guess maybe we can talk again then.
Maybe about a much more pleasant subject. And he grins in that comic villainy way. If there was like a sadistic ding, it would be there. I think like at the end is Ichi coming over and like just putting his arms around both Colt and Lincoln. What's going on here? Why aren't you partying with the rest of us? There's so much beer. And he looks over at Imram. I don't know you. You must be a new fan. I'll get you a headshot. Now come on, guys. I think that is a good place to end that tense scene, as Acalia, Garrett, and Jesse are... No, I don't think Jesse, because I think Jesse was the first one. I want to put... let me get these names myself. I want to put
I completed
Paolo
the
there.
NPCs tab, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Now I can do it. But Paolo is working the kitchen tonight. I think it's this is the end of the shift where the end of the cook shift, like where they're about to turn off the kitchen and just serve booze for the rest of the night. And I think Paolo is making something for Acalia and Garrett, like this new recipe he's been trying. And the bar is kind of busy this time of night. It's like skirting just after happy hour, so most people have left who came for that. And I think that there's like old Mr. Johnson in his booth with his beer and his sandwich eating around. And then there's Mrs. Lily, who just hasn't been the same since her son went off to college and that empty nest syndrome hit. But and of course Jax behind the bar. I think Garrett and Acalia are at a table, and this is what are you two talking about before Paolo emerges?
I think I'm asking Garrett to tell me one of his stories from before. I like listening to them.
Oh, which one and about what? That's kind of like saying, tell me about a dinosaur. Oh,
no, I was going to say, how about, I I think it'd be cool if you were telling me about the first time. Hmm. Yeah, I think maybe I feel like something where you proved yourself to the previous pack that you were in before us.
Well, that's going back a ways. I think the moment everything really clicked and they knew that we were going to be okay. We were kids, you understand. Some of us younger, some of us, but we were all dreaming like kids. I was a little bit older, probably shouldn't call myself a kid. I mean, at that time, that place, I was a full-grown man, but I still dreamed like a kid. And we started doing this little club night in a bar. And, it started off and it wasn't much of anything. I mean, people showed up and they danced and it was nice and all, but it let everybody know that despite what we had gone through to get there and the drama that popped up and the stuff that we had to take care of, that we could actually live something like a normal life. Like we didn't have to choose one or the other. We could actually have a normal life and enjoy human things and have a human side and not have to just run around the hills howling. And that we could work together as a pack toward a common goal. And that not only could it happen, but we could all make we could make a living at it. Maybe not a respectable one, maybe not a decent one, but we could make a living at it. We could keep a roof over our head, we could keep food in our stomachs. And because of the way I set things up and the people that I had around me, I was able to make sure that nobody had to do something they weren't comfortable with doing. So when it came to getting party favors, well, our fixer was on that because he knew the people and he didn't have a problem with it. And we had somebody else who worked as a nurse at the hospital. And she didn't really want to have much to do with that. And I understood that and I respected it. And so we had her working first aid and, making sure that if anybody got overheated, that she could help them out, cool them down. She handled the ice baths and everything like that. Everybody played to their strengths. Nobody had to step outside of what they were comfortable doing ethically. And when you can show people that they can do that, that's a hell of a powerful thing.
Garrett, when you talk about these things, you make it sound like it's so easy to be a wolf.
At any point did I say it was easy? It was hard as hell, girl.
Let me do a crunch thing. It seems to me that you have activated your move Wise Counsel on how to best be an alpha, I think. Do you agree, Garrett? And Acalia?
I am okay with triggering that. I didn't know if Acalia was asking that to trigger that or not.
I wasn't initially, and then it just turned into that. So
yeah, that's what I was feeling.
But yeah, so like if we summarized it, like so I know what Acalia could try to work towards.
Play to their strengths and don't ask them to do anything that's too far out of their comfort zone or that they object to morally or ethically.
Basically, go with your heart, not your teeth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you take +1 to any roll you choose with that as a floating +1, I believe, and you take 1 tie with Acalia, Garrett. And I believe you get to
mark. And that happens without her triggering it, like even if she doesn't use that +1 on the related roll.
She has a +1 that on whatever roll that she makes in this session she can add. Like
Okay, I
as
just
long
wanted
as
to make sure
it's
that
to the like if she's going to go up and punch a biker, probably this advice won't help her.
yeah, the reason I was asking is because the way that it's worded is it says if the pack make acts on it, they get +1 and you take +1 tie. So I wanted to make
I
sure that the
see.
tie wasn't triggered by the roll.
I don't think so. I think the way I read it, the tie is automatic from giving
Okay.
advice.
And then that's +1 wolf path
Uh,
or human path.
that was for the other. I was a bit getting confused with Lore Keeper because I was thinking you were going to also mark a XP, but I was incorrect.
Yeah, because that was about a pack long ago.
Yeah, and I think this is the time when you smell something amazing. This is a very Tex-Mex, south of the border-ish kind of smell coming out, but it is chorizo, carnitas, fresh flour tortillas, verde salsa, onions, tomatoes, just all these stuff piled in like this sort of like roll it yourself burrito thing. And Paolo comes out rolling himself, holding it with one hand, sets out the thing. And I think he's been hearing a bit of what you've been saying as he's been pulling himself, getting himself closer. And he sets the food down. It's like, voila, Chef Ramirez's soon to be very famous roll your own burritos. Tonight, the special meat is pork.
You know, Paulo, we're going to have to jerry-rig something on that chair for you so that you can actually have both hands on the wheels as opposed to having to keep one on a tray while you're trying to push yourself out here with the other one.
It gives me a chance to build up different arm muscles. It's fine. I'm still learning this thing. But speaking about learning things, he gets a bit lower. Shouldn't we be a bit more careful about talking about the pack in front of the Toothless? As he looks, Mrs. Lily and Old Man Johnson, and like far enough away as Jax is somewhat part of the pack.
And I say, oh, yeah, don't worry, Paulo. The Toothless have a way of hearing things. It just comes in one ear and out the other. But I promise we're going to be careful.
If you say so, but go on, try them. I've been working all day on the recipe. I want to know if it's good.
Yeah, it looks really great already. I can't wait to try it. And then I already start pulling it together.
Yeah, it's like, I think the do-it-yourself craze is, not many people have tried it with food outside those swanky little pink berries and froyo places. This could be literally build your own burrito at your table. Kids would love it if they let kids in the bar.
Well,
You roll these tortillas yourself, Paulo?
I made these from scratch.
Right. So, corn tortillas, and just take a note here. Good for tacos, not so much for burritos.
These are flour tortillas, though.
Well, Paulo, you just told me they were corn. All right. Let's see what we got here. I start rolling up a burrito. You're going to have to do classes on how to roll your own burrito. Or
I'm like halfway through mine already, by the way. So.
Yeah, he's real excited. And I think Jax, I think there's like this sort of like vampiric wind moment of, like the wind is blowing past Acalia's hair as she's eating, and like Jax is right behind her. But unlike other vampires, like he just has 2 beers in his hand and looks like a mundane redneck lumberjack who's out of flannel. And he places down the beers. This smells amazing. Oh, if only I ate such fare still.
Well, you could try.
No, I don't want to deal. Have you seen the last time he puked out when he tried eating? It was terrible. Stop.
Well, he tried to eat Tony. Can you blame him?
No, she's talking about the last time we went to a movie. She got me to indulge in some popcorn, and then after the movie, well, let's just say it wasn't because of the Sony pictures that I was throwing up.
It took me 2 weeks to wash the smell out of my shirt. So
Well, you took them to the Saxony. The popcorn they serve there comes out of a bag. Who knows how long it'd been sitting there? Like 3 years, maybe.
why don't you take Jax out next time for a date? Just the two of you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Fancy an old man?
And I think Jax chuckles. Trust me, darling. In our relationship, you're barely a babe.
And I just laugh.
Yeah, I think, Paulo looks kind of nervous around. Like, I think Paulo's like, just getting used to the werewolf thing. A vampire, it's okay to work for, but this is weird. And he he just looks nervous and anxious.
Yeah, I make sure to place I place my knee I just sort of place my body closer towards Paolo just to like subtly communicate that I'm here to protect him and he doesn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. And Paolo looks
like these carnitas, Paolo. Done good.
Thanks. And I mean, I know my restaurant won't be all Tex-Mex and everything, but I mean, you got to experiment with what you're comfortable with first, I think.
It could use a little more kick. Maybe some Chipotle in here, something like that.
Well, I went with the green sauce tonight because I want it to be mild. I know that I think with the way I cook the carnitas and the chorizo, it goes better with it. But if I cooked it without the chorizo, I think adding a more kick would have been required.
Yeah, I really like it as it is, and with the chorizo. Although you're doing a great job. This is absolutely fantastic. I think people are gonna love it.
Thank you, Acalia. And Garrett, thanks for everything too. And I think this is when Garrett and Acalia hear the this sweet scene is broken up with I think this isn't motorcycles. These are 3 large Humvees pulling up outside the bar. And it looks like what shore leave would be like in a 1940s movie as these military men just walk in. It's like, well, we're bar hopping. We came to the second damn bar. Woo, let's get it on. And then Jack's just, I hope they don't expect me to talk to them. I'll serve them, but that's it.
Should we worry about this? I look around. I'm like looking around at everybody at the bar.
I think Mrs. Lilly is a bit excited at these young, strapping men. Old Man Johnson does not give a shit because I think he has headphones. He's learned his smartphone enough from his grandson that he can watch his news on it.
I want to harness the wolf.
Please do.
All right, that is a 9 on the dice, and harness is with heart.
So yeah.
So that gives me a 10.
Ask 3.
What do they really want?
They heard this bar was run by a, well, to put it unkindly, a homosexual bartender and a cripple cook. They came to fuck shit up.
Okay. And next question. What is the biggest threat to the pack?
The biggest threat to the pack right now, I think, would... Let me check if you have to ask all of these right away. Yes, you have to immediately ask. I think the biggest threat to the pack right now would be if these people found out there were werewolves. These are military. That is not a good thing for them to know.
Okay. Who is the weakest here?
Of everyone in the bar or of the soldiers?
Of the soldiers.
That would be like you. I think you can smell the insecurity and ego on the, of course, the largest one there. And you can see by the way he walks and the lack of the bulge why he probably has a ego problem.
Is he also the ranking officer or the
No,
platoon leader?
he would be a lot like Lincoln. He is the second in command, but big and nasty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Kaylee,
easy to provoke.
You might want to call Lincoln.
Ooh, you're telling me?
Yeah.
Hmm.
There
I'm just
aren't up to
thinking
any good.
if yeah, I think that makes sense. I tell you, try to clear out the bar. I'll get to Lincoln.
Okay. And I'll walk over to.
Oh, before you go, Akalia, do you want to tell Garrett either to 86 them or send them to the Saints at best?
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm going to say Garrett, do what you need to do, but let's keep it quiet. If you have to 86 them, 86 them. If you have to send them to the Saints, then send them to the fucking Saints. Do you understand me?
Understood, loud and clear.
That's why I like you, Garrett.
Okay, so Akelia's off calling Lincoln or texting, however she gets in
And
contact.
I'm just walking over to the couple of locals who are in there and tapping them on the shoulder and tipping my head toward the door.
I think Mrs. Lilly is like 10 years your junior, maybe 15, but she looks quite pleased that you're giving her attention at first. Oh, you don't need to chase me away like that. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Oh, Miss Lily. Bless your heart. Tell you what, you come back tomorrow, your lunch is on me.
Oh, will you eat it with me?
Darling, I might lay across the table and let you eat it off my chest.
She gets up and leaves. Yeah, you are now, and Old Man Johnson can watch his news elsewhere. His sandwich is done anyway. So yeah, they clear out, and I think Paulo is trying to get to. That's when you hear a thump and laughter from the military guys, and you see that one of them had put a baton through the spokes of the wheelchair, and Paulo fell out of it.
Gonna be that kind of day, is it, fellas?
I think two of them look like that big guy, or I think it's a smaller guy looks that bigger guy you know is the weakest. Pick him up, Steve. Come on. We don't have to be like that. He looks like he could need some help. I think Steve is bending down to pick up Paulo, who looks humiliated.
Where are you boys in from?
In from Washington, D.C. itself to this miserable little hellhole.
Well, we're surely glad you popped in. Got something to wet your whistle, and you're right. It is a miserable little hellhole, so I'm sure you'll be on your way once you finished your beer.
Nope, we're here to stay for a while. We're just catching in the sights, and man, your top shelf is nothing like the belt buckle. Or the
Well,
buckle, I guess.
you've seen the sight. And fellas, let's be reasonable. We know that there's only one sight. I mean, it's mighty flattering for you to say that there's sights to see, but come on. You know, I mean, I've lived here for 30 years. You ain't got to bullshit me.
I think this at the sort of cross point. Kalia, you've gotten in touch with Lincoln at this time. So yeah, Lincoln's on his way. Kalia can join this. I think Paulo is. That Steve shoves Paulo down in the seat, like not caring about his spine or anything, just very roughly.
Seems like you're a little rough there, Steve.
Well, just need to make sure he was stuck in there. Don't want that to happen again. Slap, slap, and I think Paulo gets angry, just smacks his hand away.
I'm gonna step in. Like, do not touch. Follow that way. I'm gonna step forward, and I'm gonna say, you and your friends are going to leave right now. I don't think you need to finish that beer at all. And I'm gonna try to dominate them.
Can you dominate non-werewolves?
Yeah, because it says NPC, so I kind of...
Yeah, okay. I think you can. Yeah. So dominate them.
Okay, so... rolling.
First hard move of the game?
Oh, I got really good.
Nope, you got a 13.
Yeah.
So what, you want him to drop his beer and get out?
Yeah, and I think the way it's gonna happen is, even though Acalia is like the sexiest avocado and the cutest thing, I think there's just something about them that's emanating off of them. Like, as I get closer, I just want to suggest the fact that I'm going to enjoy hurting them if they push it any further.
Well, I think like you put your hand on his, like, I don't think you need to enjoy that beer. Then you clench it and pop his knuckles. And I think he looks down, like, he feels the pressure of your hand on his, and he backs away. And I think the rest of the guys start laughing because you're 5'2"-ish. I'm like, oh, come on, Major. I have no idea about ranks, so come on, Major. You can't let this little thing and this old jerk scare you off. I mean, come on. Let's have some fun.
I stretch out my arms, and you hear the lattice of my finger knuckles popping. Tilt my head to the left. You hear 2 cracks. I tilt it to the right. You hear 3 more.
I think they're getting Jack's angry as he picks up his bottle of beer and throws it at there's like this one container on the top of the castle, like this old wine. Like I don't know the name of it. I think it actually is like Amontillado. Like he actually has like some of that old ass it's like wine that you would never drink because it's probably way past its prime. But a talking piece, and this beer bottle goes into the case and shatters a priceless piece of history. And Jax looks furious. What do you do? As I think like we can hear Lincoln's truck pulling out in the driveway or the parking lot.
Yeah, so does at least that one guy?
Oh, that one guy is walking out. He is gone. He is a non-fucking factor anymore.
Yeah. So how many are left? Like
there's like about 5.
Okay. And I hear Lincoln's truck outside. Is there anyone else left in the bar that we have to worry about?
Nope, just Jackson, Paulo.
I'm going to look at Paulo and I say, little one, I'm not going to tell you if this is your fight or not. I'm going to let you decide for that. But if you want us to step in and protect you, we can do that. If you want to back off, I won't think any less of you.
How about a tag team, and he just punches Steve directly in the dick?
Oh my God. I'm so proud of you, Pablo.
Steve doubles over, his head finally meeting, like going lower than Akalia's height as he doubles over in pain, and the other guys just, get him! As the door opens, Lincoln is like, I think I have this idea of like Lincoln opening the door, this guy's like walking backwards out, hands up, and Lincoln coming inside.
Can I say that I took Colt with me because we just like left from
certainly
the wrestling after party?
Please, let's have everyone here at this battle.
The more the merrier.
I think the door is just like I push it open, like kick it open almost, but with like a little care for Jax's property, and just go like, Kelly, what'd I miss? As like I see these people backing up.
Yeah, and like the moment you, instead of answering, you hear Akalia scream, "Rah!" and then just like attack. She's unable to like hold herself back. She's just gonna give into her violent tendencies at this point. But I think, if Lincoln wants to pull back Akalia or something, that's totally fine. Or if Lincoln
can't narratively, Garrett could.
Ooh, that's awesome.
What did you tell me when you told me that there was trouble? Like, did you say, like...
I sent you a text that was like, Lincoln, if you don't show up quickly, we're going to have 5 dead bodies in the bar that we're going to have to clean up.
Okay.
That's what I said.
I mean, that's a good way to stress the urgency of the situation.
Well, 5 dead.
And why would I want to pull them off? Why would I want to pull you off of them?
Yeah, so you're probably attacking Steve, who is doubled over and in full punching range. Garrett, do you mind giving Akalia your +1 against Steve if she wants to punch him with teeth?
I mean, she could punch him in the teeth, or she could punch him in the dick again. I don't care where she punches him, but sure, she can have the +1.
I mean, just with her teeth stat, she can punch, kick, grasp, claw, do whatever she needs to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just reach over and grab him by the throat and see what happens. I'm going to roll first. And wow, that's a 8. I think that's an 8. I think my teeth is a flat.
Do you have 1 teeth +1?
Oh, so 9. Not bad. Wow.
Does Garrett, do you want to spend a point of pack to boost that to a 10?
Ooh.
What are we looking at with 10?
A 10 is 2 choices. A 7 to 9 is 1 choice.
Oh, what the hell? I'll spend the point of pack. Because we are, in fact, all doing this as a pack. So
yes.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. So I'm going to choose 2. The person I grabbed by the neck, Steve, I just pick him up and slam him against the wall, knocking him out. And then the next one, I'm going to not take -1 forward on my next give into the wolf move. Do I normally have a -1 forward?
You only do when you would fight, because it gets your blood up.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to take that one because just in case.
Yeah. So I think like what happens, Steve doubles over, and I think you grab him by the throat and just slam his head against the bar a few times, toss him down. He is just down and out, and Paulo is wheeling backwards, and I think Jax actually is moving into I think you actually see Jax crying for the first time at the shattered bottle of wine. But
Jax, pull yourself together. God damn it. You can cry later.
I think Garrett, you're the next one closest to these people. What do you do?
I'm just going to grab the nearest one by the throat and say, in case we don't have your attention, you are no longer welcome here, and you are going to leave all of your money on the bar to pay for the damage to that man's property. And you will never cross through those doors again. Or I can commence to kicking your ass. And you can understand why little shits like you should never come to fucking Texas.
Ooh. It sounds like you are acting on instinct.
Oh, why not?
Roll plus feral.
That is 7 plus 2 is 9. What is acting on instinct get me?
It's
if
an
you go-
act under fire. If you can do it, but I will describe how the situation is not under your control.
If somebody throws in one pack pool, we get the pack pool back immediately.
Does anyone want to spend a point of pack to push that to a 10 and then get that pack? Okay, so you have a 10. I'll not uncheck it and check it back. So
Okay.
So I think like you just see the people start like pulling out their wallets, and Lincoln can. I think like one of them is like two of them are trying to heft up Steve, this like 6'6" wall of muscle, and I think like Lincoln comes up behind them, and that's when they start like rifling through his pockets to go through get his money as well, and this. Like the scrawniest, cultish like member of this group is like, you can't do this. We're in the army. We'll be back.
Can I try to like shove one against the wall
Yes.
and ask him a question? Them a question?
Feel free.
Is that? I don't know what move that
I don't
is.
think that is a move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's just.
May I
narrative.
suggest the mouthy little shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna like just shove him up against like the bar and be like, "You with that Imram?"
Yeah, we're under his orders.
Well, I met him. Don't like him. Just tell him that he's not welcome here. And if he tries to screw this again, no matter what this one says, kind of looks at Colt with like squinty eyes, being like, "Oh, I don't know what your taste is."
Don't tell Imran what we're doing, please.
No, he doesn't know you're here.
It's like, oh God, damn it, Mason, you idiot.
How many of you are there? Is this all of you?
I think now you need to perhaps act
Done.
on instinct
Okay.
or harness the wolf. Either feral or heart, whichever one you would prefer.
Well, considering I have more feral than heart, I think I'm being more feral here anyway. I will do that. So that's act on instinct.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 4 plus, wait, that's a 5. I can't count. Plus 2 is a 7. Okay.
Okay. And I think so. This you get it. I think he's just like, well, okay, yeah. Well, we're the first wave. There's going to be more. There's going to be many more of us than you. We'll be back. Let me go.
I look at Acalia. Kind of like, what do you want me to do? Cool.
We cannot have any of them coming back. We can't have any of them knowing.
I will say that he's saying that the army is going to send more, and like they'll just be back in town. Not like they're going to come back to kill you.
No, but Acalia's like super protective.
And violent.
And violent. I'm just gonna shit. And
maybe like there's a sign the wolves have that mean like break a bone, but not like slit a throat. It's like the same kind of like,
yeah,
like snap.
Yeah, yeah. I do that for sure. I think because I was just telling Lincoln earlier that there are no limits in protecting the pack, and I can't like back down from that.
Yeah. So, Lincoln, do you want to break this guy's arm or something?
I mean, I was just saying that I no longer have a heart because Mateo was my heart. Well, I guess.
I will say if you do it, it's just going to be a narrative thing. I'm not going to have you roll.
Okay, but if I...
If you don't, well, the alpha may have to dominate you, and you'd have a chance to disobey.
That might be fun, though. And... No, but would I want to? Nah. I think that breaking a bone is okay with Lincoln at this point. So I'll just, let's see, I like have him shoved up against the bar with my hand at his throat. I think I'll just like squeeze his throat and like stomp on his foot real hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And break his foot.
Yeah. I was thinking about breaking his shin, but that seemed hard. That is a hard bone.
Yeah, and I think he goes down, and like I think the rest of these guys are collecting everyone, getting out of there. You'll hear from us. You'll be sorry. You'll all be sorry. And as they leave the bar, we are going to take a late bio break. Let's be back at 50 after the hour, and can see where we go from here. This game is so intriguing. Pretty much exactly where we left off, with the people rushing off and leaving, with everyone able to talk about what it is openly, as the Pack and Jax are the only ones in the bar at the moment. I think Jax has composed himself. He's sweeping up the glass and everything, but looks really distraught.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Jax because I did shout at him in a moment of passion. I'm gonna try to help Jax pick up things, and I'll say, Jax, how are you doing?
My first lover was the one who got me this wine. My last human lover when I was human.
Oh, wow. Kaylee is like the worst person to talk about that sort of thing. I
yell across the bar, "Don't flatter yourself, Jax. I'm pretty sure you were never human."
I think Jax just looks back at you. Not the time, Garrett.
I give Garrett this look, and I look back at Jax and I say, I'm really sorry. Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes. And he looks at Lincoln. You said something about someone else who might be leading these people?
Yeah. They came up to us at Ichi's after party, and he and Colt started hitting it off, or at least they
Colt
tried.
started hitting it off with someone. What is this? Well, why am I hearing about this just now?
I mean, I think our Cub's got a thing for men in suits.
For men in suits. Do I have to remind you that we don't get involved with the toothless this way?
Or maybe it's the men in suits that is thing for a cult. Anyway.
I want to hear Colt speak.
Yeah.
What does it come? Do I have to worry about this?
Look, it wasn't anything serious. We was just flirting is all. Anyway, I thought it was all fine as long as there wasn't any chance of anyone getting in the family way. And I think that's mighty unlikely unless... Wait, I have read some fan fiction. That's not a thing, is it?
It'd either be fan fiction or you're the next Jesus.
All right. As long as it's... I'm sorry for overreacting, Colt. There's just a lot happening. But you were saying, Lincoln and Colt, what is it about this guy?
seems to be here to convince some of our finest to explore the world and make something of themselves. Which he smelled like one of our, smelled like Sergeant Steve's at the recruiting center at the mall. Just like, you know how they smell? Sweaty and...
Right. Bad aftershave. The cheap kind.
Yeah. Like they're made of something that they really aren't.
Right. Hollow. Got it.
That smell of sadness and unfulfilled potential.
I think Jax just looks like... So there is a person who's overseeing these rabble?
Sounds
What
like
are you
it.
thinking, Jax?
I'm thinking you're not the only people with fangs. Bring him to me, and I will deal with him for you.
Deal with him how?
He took something more precious than I can explain from me. You know how it is to be tied with smell and memory. This was the last thing I had that smelled of him. I will take from him something just as potent.
As long as it doesn't endanger the pack. We don't know if other people are going to go looking for him.
You don't live to be 300 years old endangering the other werewolf. You don't live to be 300 years old endangering werewolves. Trust me.
I look at everybody. What are we thinking?
Man's got himself a point.
How about you, Lincoln? What do you think?
I mean, I don't like his kind around here, but maybe we should see what he does first and then take him out.
And Colt, how about you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know he's got any. I don't know that there's any plan or anything going on here. Just army doing what the army does, but I ain't got so much experience with this kind of thing as y'all do.
You're still important, Cub. How you feel about it is still important, but I don't like how they threaten us, and I don't like anyone sniffing too close. I look over to Jax and I say, do you think... Now, Jax, understand, I want to do this for you, and I think it'd be best for the pack. I just don't want to get in over our head.
I'm not planning on killing him. I'm not planning on removing him from this world. I'm planning on hurting him. You can't hurt what's dead.
That's both disappointing and intriguing. All right, we'll do it your way first. Pack, we have to figure out how we can get to him.
And I think Paolo is coming back, looking a bit bruised and everything. It's like, what if we threw a cookout for Jessup? I mean, it'd draw in a lot of people, and he seems to be interested in recruiting guys, so it'd be a hard way to pass up meeting people in a friendly location to try and get them on your side if you're going to recruit them.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Paolo, actually. We'd have to take him out quick and pull him out as quickly as possible. Make sure no one notices. It could be tricky, but I think it's easier than going to where he is.
Well, I think we just, and let me know if I'm getting over my head, Alpha, but if we just run this from like 4 to 8, after 8, it'll be dark enough Jax can walk around and the people will be heading back home, except for the ones who want to go to a bar. And I mean, who's going to notice a nosy? Who's going to really care if a nosy outsider goes missing for a while?
That's true. No one will care. We'll make sure of that too. All right, I think we have a plan. I think it's a good one, Pack. I know that this could be dangerous, but I know that we're strong and I know that we can do it together. Let's just make sure that we keep our secret safe, but we keep each other safer. Do we understand each other?
You're the boss.
Yeah, sure thing, Alpha.
I think Lincoln hesitates and then nods again.
Well, this seems like a wonderful scene that played out. Everyone who can, mark a box of the human track advancement. I think we will, if it's okay with everyone, we will cut the scene there and move on to like the next day. And I think that Colt is out hanging up these like cookout posts, like the flyers for the upcoming cookout already, with Acalia. And but when I think like you guys are like, there are telephone posts in Jessup, but not a whole ton of them. So by the time you get to like the one that has like all the, like the Starbucks billboard of the telephone poles in Jessup, I think you will also find this strapping young nerd putting up a sign that is the Full Moon Watchers Appreciation Club, and it is a very Baroque title for, there's ghost hunters, there's squatch hunters, now there's lichen hunters. What do you do as you see that? I think this is a like a 6'0", like he's probably 5'11", but he'll say he's 6 feet tall. African American, very like has glasses like the big boxy kind of nerd glasses. Has his hair in this like tight long braid, looks more almost Chinese guard than anything, and he's just smiling at his handiwork as you guys come up. I think he gets a bit startled when he sees you both. Oh, hey, I'm not in your way, am I? Oh, please don't cover up my flyer.
What is this?
Well, I mean, I figured that since the Learning Channel is kind of an abomination now, I could get this group of people to like go hunt werewolves in the woods with me. I mean, not like, and he pulls up like a gun, like not like hunt, but like film hunt, and like if we see them, we can like get on TV, and really, you're not going to find a werewolf in Jessup. I mean, if we get enough traction on the internet, maybe we'll be picked up for a TLC show. And 14 seasons in, we'll just be going around America and chasing these things down and being popular, and like werewolves.
Well, that certainly sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. And Colt will hold up one of their flyers and say, "Care to trade a flyer, sir?"
Oh, sure. And he gets the cookout flyer. It's like, Paulo's going to be cooking at the cookout? This is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it would be real swell to see you there.
Oh, I'm Freddie. It's you're Colt, right? I mean, I've seen you work at the castle.
Yeah, Colt, that's right. And this here's a friend of mine, Acalia.
He'll
Right.
he'll look
Hi.
he looks down at Acalia. Hey, It's nice to meet. I mean, I think I've seen you around town, but I don't think we've ever spoken.
Yeah, I think there was a reason for that.
Oh, it's okay. I have anxiety too.
That's it. Yeah, anxiety. Uh, Call. I'll go put up some of our flyers just a bit over there. I'll leave this one to you, and I'm sort of giving you like this look.
Oh, sure thing, Akalia. I'm sure I can handle this little one.
I think how tall is Colt? He's like 5'6" or 7. Am I right?
Probably a little taller than that, but
Okay.
yeah, not much taller. Yeah.
I think this Freddy like stands up straighter to his like tippy toe height almost, like not little.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just my turn of phrase. But tell me more about this werewolf hunt you have planned.
Well, I mean, my dad used to take me camping in the woods, and it was really nice, and I liked being out there and just my sister used to get scared when the wolves howled, but it always kind of calmed me down. I mean, they have plenty to hunt out there, and we taste like crap, so why worry? And
Yeah, I hardly think they're going to be much of a problem to us here in the town. So tell me, uh, is it just you so far going on this little expedition, or will there be more company?
well, my sister's probably going to come, and Tracy says she's going to come, but Tracy's a flake.
Well, I guess you can pack an extra sleeping bag for me, and I'll come along. This it sounds like this could be interesting.
Oh, really? My mom said it sounded kind of stupid.
Well, what does she know, eh?
And I think he smiles and holds out his hand. It's like, let's meet proper. Hi, Frederick Lawson.
Colt Morgan, my pleasure.
And I think he grins. It might be a mutual pleasure.
Oh, I hope it will be.
And even though he is quite swarthy, you can tell his complexion is getting darker. Kalia, what are you like? Are you watching Colt and Frederick interact? Like, I just get this image like Kalia, like hanging up something with
Yeah, it's like I'm putting it on, and then my eyes are like just like as I'm putting it out. But I think what I'm trying to communicate to Colt, if we've talked about this before, is I trust Colt to like keep people like this close in case we have to worry about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that but I think the interaction gets there's few more niceties, and Freddie will go on his way to like hang up more flyers around town, and I think there was like this awkward talk about sleeping bags until Freddie's anxiety did get the better of him. Yeah, and
As he walks away, I'm going to get back with Colt. I've crumpled some of the flyers in my hand, and I'll say, "So, how did it go?"
It doesn't sound like there's many of these werewolf hunting folk. From the sound of it, just him and his sister. So I figure I'll go along with them this one time, see what they're up to, and well, we can certainly make sure that none of us are going to get caught up in their stuff.
Business. Yeah. I'll trust you with this one. It feels like it could be minor. It feels like something we shouldn't worry about, but I I just always have to keep an eye out for these Toothless. Do whatever you need to do to get him to trust you.
Sure thing, boss.
And do we need to get you condoms or something? I don't know how that stuff works.
It's okay. I can handle that side of things myself.
All right, if you say so. Okay, let's finish putting up the rest of these flyers. God, like hunting werewolves? A TLC show? How many seasons did you think they were going to get? Just stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Yeah, I mean, we'd at least have to work in a secret Nazi angle in there if we wanted to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's, let's finish this.
Yeah, I think we will cut away to like the edge of the woods with, I think it'll be Lincoln, Garrett, and Jesse. And Garrett, you're an old wolf, and the waxing moon is coming upon us when it is time for the hunt to begin. And I think you're out here maybe to practice, to make sure you're still up on your game.
Practice. Whippersnappers need to step their game up. I've forgotten more than they'll ever learn.
Yeah, I think. Are you saying that out loud to Jesse and Lincoln, or just thinking it to yourself?
I am thinking it to myself because I'm not a complete a-hole.
I think Jesse is wearing this, unlike Jack, she is wearing the baggy flannel, the torn up blue jeans, just enough rockabilly mascara to look pretty, and she looks at Lincoln, rolls her eyes. One of these days, he's just going to go out into the woods and forget how to get back.
I think the old gray pelt still got it in him. I think he's got a nose on him that can sniff out where the pack is.
We all have noses, Lincoln.
Yeah, well, the gray pelts sniffed more than we all have. All those years.
I think she looks up at Garrett. Like, so, what's on the menu for today? Rabbit, gopher, shrew.
The guy you hooked up with 3 weeks ago who still reeks of Dracar Noir?
Hey, you cannot use Dracar Noir and not reek of it.
3 weeks later, Jesse, I can still smell it.
That's because he's been around in those 3 weeks. You think I just got hooked up with him once? I'm not like you.
Maybe you should be. You know he ain't no good.
Oh, let me try. Ow, my knees! The arthritis in my knees! Nah, it doesn't fit me.
It certainly doesn't.
I think she grins, and she's having herself a grand old time bitching with Garrett.
Fine. What do you want? Deer?
No, deer's like the entire pack thing. I think, well, Grandpa could use some rabbit stew. We could get some of that if you wouldn't mind.
And you want a wolf out just to go get some rabbit. God damn it. You kids.
We have to wolf out to make sure you can continue wolfing out. You know the rumors that you get to a certain age, you lose it. Or you don't come back.
Jesse, how many times do I have to tell you not to mention the little blue pills I have in my medicine cabinet? Fine. Let's do this.
Okay. So Jesse, luckily being an NPC, can just turn into a wolf. Garrett and Lincoln, if Lincoln is going to hunt with them, will need to give in to the wolf.
I think Lincoln's gonna stay human longer than Garrett, just in case anything goes wrong.
Gotcha. So Garrett, would you roll us plus feral?
Alrighty. Yeah, there's no way that that's going to get up to a success of any sort.
Well, that means I take control of your character for the scene. And I think Garrett does transform easily into a wolf, but I think he looks back at Lincoln and Jesse, and they can both see that both of them, well, he's not in control. You know that look. He is lost to the wolf, and I think I think he bounds off towards something. You're not sure what he heard, what he smelled. His senses are so much better right now anyway. But he's dashing off. What do you do?
I think I just go, oh shit, and I like point at him and try to get Jesse go that way, follow him, and then I will also actually I'll send Akalia a text message and just be like, something's up with Garrett's wolfing out. Gonna go chase him. Be back in time for the hunt, or the cookout, I guess, is first.
Yeah, I think go ahead.
And then I'll turn into a wolf because I think I can go faster that way.
Yeah. And I think the cookout's going to be in a week or so.
Oh, okay.
The hunt will probably be in a few days or so, but yeah.
Okay. So should I roll to see if I can turn into a wolf?
Yes, please. Roll plus feral.
All right. Oh no. That's a 6 plus I have 2 feral. So that's 8.
So you get to choose one.
I will add. I'll reduce heart and guts by +2 total. Increase teeth and feral by +2 total.
Okay.
All right. So heart and feral. Wait, heart and guts go down by 2?
No, you have 2 points to take. You can take them down by 1 each, or and then you have 2 points to spend in teeth and.
If
feral.
my guts is already -1, can I go to -2?
You can go to -2 is the lowest.
All right, because there's not a thing on the character keeper for 2, -2. And then I can increase feral and teeth by 2.
By 1.
By 1 each. Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, I think.
Also, just to let you know, the character keeper doesn't let me go to -2 on guts, but I'll just make a note somewhere.
Yeah, I can fix it for you.
Okay.
Sweet. And yeah, so yeah, you're in wolf, and I think that's when you smell probably what Garrett smelled. Yeah, you remember those soldiers? They've
Ooh.
set up outside the town. There's a camp out here somewhere. And
Oh.
it's coming from the direction Garrett ran. You're not sure if that's where he's headed, but
Can I smell Garrett?
oh yeah, Garrett is you can follow his trail
Okay.
easily.
Yeah. I'll follow his trail, but if we get near to the camp, I'll try and stick to the shadows.
Yeah, and I think Garrett is Garrett is closing in on the camp, and I think we see from Garrett's positioning the those low wolf eyes, those that tunnel vision kind of going forward, and then you just hear, "Punch me in the dick! Can't believe it! Oh, still hurts." And Steve is walking around camp with guard duty. or at least patrol duty. And just to check in with everyone, we're fine with, even though he's a named character, we're fine with Steve not being in the game anymore.
Oh, I'm totally okay with killing him. Ableist shit.
Yeah, so Garrett, I think when Lincoln skulks around, they find that Steve, there is like you get to the camp, and there is like this, like you can see like the drops of blood on the ground, and it's not there's not like a bloody trail from Silent Hill, but you follow it and you find Garrett and we will veil the scene, but Garrett just bloodily dealing with Steve.
I don't know. I feel like I want to express my displeasure in wolf form, which is like biting him on like the neck or something.
Yeah, and you can dominate him in wolf form too.
I want to do that and just be like, now we have to deal with the dead body.
Okay. Roll plus teeth, which is +3 right now, I think.
Yep. That's a 7 + 3, 10.
Okay. So yeah, what are you demanding Garrett do? Like come back to his senses, stop gnawing on Steve?
Can I make him come back to his senses?
I would say that I would allow Dominate to since I've already made the hard move, I would say that Dominate can bring him out of it now.
Like if I just like stare into his wolfish eyes.
Well, I imagine like you bite his neck and you hold him down, like make him become submissive until like, the wolf flees out of him.
I'll do that.
Yeah, and mark both of you. This is a good scene right now, very powerful. Mark 1 on your wolf tracks.
Cool.
So yeah, Garrett, you have control again, but Lincoln is biting down on your neck, holding you down when you come to. And there is a smell of blood and the taste of meat in your mouth. What do you do?
Coming to in human form or coming to in wolf form?
You're in wolf form.
So I'm kind of just coming to my senses. No more blood rage or whatever?
Correct.
Okay. I chuff, like, yeah, it's me again. I'm back.
I think I'll like shake him a little bit to make sure. Just like, and then I'll let go. And kind of like paw at the body.
I look at it, raise my leg and piss in Steve's dead face.
Lincoln's just gonna like circle with like my tail twitching and kind of like, why even do I try?
I think at
I'm going to kick some dirt back on Steve's face.
Yeah, I think you hear like this is like a few meters away from the camp, but I think you're hearing people like someone's like, "Steve, I'm here to relieve you." Steve?
I think in wolf form, like my head like jerks up and then like I like kind of look further back where we came from and just like, should we go that way?
I want to harness the wolf.
Since you already give in to the wolf, that's what you already did. So yeah, you can harness the wolf.
Because there's no way this can go badly. Boxcars.
Gasp again.
Alrighty. What is the biggest threat to the pack right now?
The biggest threat to the pack would be you two being caught with Steve's body.
Okay. What smells wrong here?
This isn't your territory. This isn't the local wolf pack's territory. You smell foreign urine. This might be that smart wolf, the lone wolf that's moved in, has claimed this territory or lived around here a while back.
Okay. And then, what's the escape route?
The best escape route is away from the camp, like, just leave Steve and go that away real fast.
All right. Well, now that I know that, I am going to go terrassing off that way real fast.
Do you follow Lincoln?
Yes, I will also run away real fast.
Yeah. And I think as you're like, the final thing you hear is like, oh crap, it got Steve! That fucking wolf got Steve! And that will be that scene. And I think the next scene is well, does anyone have a scene they want to frame now, since I've been hard framing so many?
I mean, I'd kind of like to finish up whatever Lincoln's going to do, since I kind of lost my shit.
True.
I imagine Lincoln's going to have a thing or two to say about that.
And Acalia was notified. They may be showing up. Yeah, so I think you guys get to, like, back to the clearing where this all started, far away from the camp. And I think, like, Jesse is explaining things to Acalia when you get here. And Jesse is being uncharacteristically submissive. She's not cursing. She's not bitching Garrett out. It's like, he went wolf. The wolf took over. I had warned him about it. I mean, I was right this time, but that's not what's important. And
yeah, and I'm telling Jesse, look, we all lose to the wolf sometimes. That's part of being the wolf. We share this body with something that isn't quite us, and we know it.
What if he doesn't come? What if he doesn't come
Garrett,
back?
That old shit? Are you kidding me? He'd come back from the fucking dead. We don't have to worry about him. But I just need to know if there's any collateral damage. That's all I'm worried about. Garrett's going to be fine. He's going to outlive all of us.
Then Garrett and Lincoln appear in wolf form. What do, dogs?
I think, I feel like when something like this happens, like Acalia, reaches out a hand and waits for the wolves to come closer to see how they're doing.
Garrett's muzzle and chest are soaked in blood. And you can smell it's human.
Would it be enough to say I can smell it's Steve, considering I was around Steve?
Yes, you can tell it's Steve's.
And to be fair, Steve was that little shit, right? Who hurt Paulo.
He was the one who roughly put Paulo back in the wheelchair and slammed down on his spine a bit.
Yeah, and knocked him out of it in the first place.
No, he wasn't the one who knocked him out of it in the first place. He was just he was a different ableist asshole, not the starting ableist asshole.
Yeah. I keep holding my hand out, and I sniff the air slowly, and I look at Garrett. Are you back with us?
Do I have to roll to transform back?
No.
All right. I'm going to transform back, and as I'm getting hands, I reach out and grab some clothes and just step into my jeans real quick. Yeah, I'm back.
I think Jessie will break rank and throw her arms around Garrett to hug him.
Aw, thanks, doll.
Don't do that. I mean, we need you. You're wise and not Gert.
You mean I don't try to tell you what guys you should and shouldn't date?
Or girls. Or anything. That's what's great about you.
I just smile at her and ruffle her hair.
She shouldn't be dating anyone, but all right. I say out loud. Yeah, Lincoln.
I think Lincoln's also transformed at this point. He's just swearing under his breath. And I think he says, collateral damage, all right?
Yeah, I kind of ate me some peckerwood. And, yeah, remember that Remember that big asshole from the bar? He didn't make it.
They know it's a wolf.
They know it's a wolf. What other evidence did we leave behind?
Well, some piss.
I kind of marked his corpse.
But luckily the toothless can't smell the difference between Garrett's and anyone else's, so.
Like I was telling Jesse, we can't help it if the wolf gets the best of us, but if this needs fixing, the two of you are going to have to fix it.
My mess. You know that I'm good for it.
I know, Garrett, and well, out of any fucker to kill anyone who touches Paolo in such a way, I can't say I'm sad they're dead, but
It just complicates things a bit.
Jesse's like, wait, someone touched Paolo.
yeah, this little shit who's now part of him is over. And I'm like pointing towards like the blood.
Fucking pieces of shit. And you can tell she's getting heated over this.
So it's not like it was an innocent toothless, but still, I just need you to promise me you're going to take care of it.
Oh, to whatever I can do to fix it, I'll fix it. But I got a piece of interesting news for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know that lone wolf we've been hearing about?
Right.
Mel was real strong over there. We heard him yelling about the wolf got him. Makes me wonder if they came out here for whoever the rogue is.
If that's the case. So I have a question for the players. What do we feel is the tradition of our pack, or how does our pack deal with rogues or those who don't have a pack? Like, do we ignore them? Do we try to reach out to them? Like, what is the protocol usually?
I have a counter question. Has a
Ooh.
rogue werewolf ever entered your pack's territory when you were alpha, Acalia?
Yeah. And I think when it happened, I overreacted the first time. And so Aunt Gert has told me to keep it in check.
Gotcha.
I mean, if we can recruit them, we can have them join the pack and they're willing to follow our laws, makes us stronger.
Well, you're the Great Belt. You've seen these types join packs. How does it usually go?
I wish I could tell you that there was a usual. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the pack, depends on the alpha. If the alpha changes, it can stop working real quick. I got lucky. A couple times we brought somebody in, worked out okay. And only a couple of times we had to say, yeah, this ain't working out. So,
yeah,
basically what I'm saying here is it's a crapshoot.
I give a look at Lincoln.
I just shrug. Like, can we trust this lone wolf? I mean, we already have Paolo and Colt. They're both new to being wolves. Do we have to keep an eye on a third?
No, I think you're right, Lincoln. But I do think we have to at least seek out this wolf and see what's up and get them to move on if they have to. And if they want to join, they'll have to prove themselves to us first. They'll have to make their bones. Personally, and I think at this point, like Lincoln's gonna recognize this face. Like the last time Akelia had an expression like this, it was right after they had to tell Mateo that they were exiled. So there's like a lot of guilt on Akelia's face that flickers for a second. Let's just do what we can. It's hard to be without a pack, I say.
I'm sure it is, Lincoln says, kind of like straight faced.
All right, so we have more than enough on our plate. We've got this cookout and we've got to look for this wolf.
And
Garrett,
you've
as
got the hunt
part,
coming up too.
yeah, I say, Garrett, as part of you cleaning up your mess, I need you to take points on tracking down this wolf. Can you do that for me?
Oh, I got a full-on nose full of this MILF scent. I got that.
All right, just let me know what you need, and the pack will back you up.
Bottle of whiskey,
Lincoln,
couple days.
all right. Sounds good enough. Lincoln, are we all right?
Do you need me to do anything about these soldiers?
Honestly, if we could kill every single one of them and get away with it, I'd say we should, but no, we shouldn't tip our hand just yet. Just keep an eye on them for me, Lincoln.
I think Jesse says, you know I can make Molotovs, right?
Jesse, don't encourage me, you little bitch. I say, with a lot of love. Like
Yeah,
it's bitch with a lot of love, bitch.
Yeah, I think she like punches you in the shoulder. Oh, please. If anyone's a little here, it's you, Pipsqueak.
Hey, we've talked about this already, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sexy potato.
It's avocado, bitch. You goddamn carrot. Anyway, let's check in on everybody else.
Yeah. And I think I want to frame the scene with Colt and Paolo at the castle. This seems to be our little haunting grounds at the moment. It's like this is the lunch rush of like when kids are allowed in the bar and everything, as long as you don't order them a drink. And Colt is having to. What is your job at the bar, Colt? Are you like sort of like a everyman type of guy, or?
So yeah, I think mostly bar staff and some some what passes for waiting in here as well. I imagine it's as much a kind of your food's on the bar, pick it up sort of place as table service. But yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're like yelling out orders when they come out, and Paulo comes over to you. I think he's like actually a bit bruised from last night from the force of the fall. He looks over at Colt and sighs. Does it ever get easier?
Does what get easier, Paolo?
This, us, how we're related.
I don't know. I've not found it too bad so far, but I still don't know exactly how it's all gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, you're kind of lucky. You were almost born into it, but me, I think he like pulls up his shirt a bit, like shows this bite mark on his shoulder that's never healed, or like it's healed, but it's not like it's yeah. And he's like, I miss my wife, Colt. I miss my daughters.
Yeah, man, it's real. it's real shitty what happened to you. I can't imagine what it's like to have to deal with all that on top of all this.
I can't even walk anymore. I mean, what's the use of being a wolf when you drag your back legs?
I know it's tough, but it don't make you any less of a man or any less of a wolf. I don't think it's though. Yeah, it's easy for me to say, I guess.
I'd give up any amount of wolf just to go back to being a man. I mean, aren't you going to miss it? Just being able to. I see how you look at some of the guys who come through here. You can't. You can't like run off and join with them now. Like, what if this super hot, you know, billionaire came through Jessup in his Lamborghini and just happened to see this smoking hot twink at the bar and had to take him to his luxury mansion in LA and get him a contract in Hollywood? I mean,
Well, I'm sure there's. I'm sure Jessup ain't the only place where you can find folk like us. And I mean, it's not like I want to get out of town, especially, but I don't know. We'll see.
do you miss your mom? Or your aunt, right? Or was it your mom?
Mum,
No, it
yeah,
was your
no,
mom,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I do from time to time. I mean, it's been a little while now, and I don't know. It's well, you know, my family is what my family is like. It's ain't no shortage of aunts and uncles and cousins and such.
Yeah. But they ain't your mom. And I think he like, reaches over and squeezes Colt's hand and says sympathy.
Thanks, man. It means a lot.
And I will say, do you want to spill? Because you don't have to be provoked to spill.
Yeah.
Because I
I'll,
think,
yeah. I'll say. I what the thing that does piss me off about this whole thing we got going on is how we got all these rules and regulations about how we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do. And I get that it's supposed to keep us safe and all, but I mean, you'd have thought half the point of all this would be that you could finally get to be free. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I respect the hell out of Acalia. They're a fine person and a good leader and all, but all this, who we can be, what we can do, territory, all this stuff, it just seems like I don't know, a load of busy work to me.
I get it. I mean, I think they're trying to help. I mean, that's why I was turned. That's why Garrett's trying to get me a restaurant. That's why Acalia protected me yesterday. I think they see me like a little brother almost. Anyway, there's more food to be cooked. I'll bring out the next batch soon.
Sure thing. Hey, and you know, if you ever need anything, just give me a shout, yeah?
I hear. Thank you. And I think this is when the rest of the pack, if they would like, can pull up into the castle for lunch. Unless, well, Garrett probably would have to go in through the back unless he's been able to wipe off all the blood.
I need a shower after all that blood.
Yeah, I think Garrett would not be with you if the rest of the pack wants to show up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna roll in, and I'll call out, like, Paolo, I've been thinking about those. What is it? Do it yourself, whatever things.
Make your own burrito. I can get the fixings for them. I mean, I don't have the carnitas today, so it'd have to be beef, but I could make them.
I'm sure they're still going to be great, Paolo.
I think like someone perks up. Make your own burritos? What's that about?
Oh yeah, Paolo just put together something amazing. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. He goes in the back to get it, leaving you with Colt in these. And I think the shrine for the alcohol is still up the top of the bar, but broken. And I think the other bartender is out during lunch because Jax is a vampire. And she's looking kind of like she keeps glancing back up at it because like it was such a fixture of the castle that it is weird that it is gone. So what do you and Acalia do, Colt?
Can I fix you a drink, Acalia?
Yeah, can you make it the usual? Just a little stiffer than the usual, I guess, but the usual nevertheless. We've got a thing on our hands again.
Oh, and I think Colt will kind of glance around the bar and say, I'm guessing this is more a conversation for later.
Yeah, for later, little one. But thanks for checking in. I appreciate it.
No worries. Well, and he'll like fix the drink. I think Paolo's been feeling a little down since what happened the other evening. Well, probably not just from what happened the other evening, but I think that kind of brought it all back for him. He may appreciate a word at some point.
All right. Yeah. I'll go first with Lincoln and Paolo. I guess I just keep. Yeah, I'll go take care of it. I say.
Are you going to like walk into the back of the kitchen now, or just going to take care of it later when you have time? Because I would say you will be stopped if you walk into the back of you walk to the kitchen now, because you are not staff, and that would be a health hazard.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think Acalia, number one, is going to respect Paula's space while they're working and not interrupt. But number two, I think Acalia is like still struggling because Acalia feels like they did the right thing with Paula, but yeah. They need to gather some of that strength first before they talk to him.
Yeah, I think the final scene will be Paulo delivering the make your own burritos this time with a tint of garlic on the beef, and I think Colt will like the door rings when the castle door opens, and Freddy is coming in with a newly bought sleeping bag. And I think we will leave it at there for this game if everyone is fine with that. And okay, thank you for everyone who has joined. This has been a very fun game. I mean, I can't believe I lost track of time to begin with, but We're going to stop recording now and do debrief. Thanks everyone who's joined us.